Hi everybody, it's Brian again. Just going to go over what I picked up in the last week or so. Last week I was at MAGFest, so I'll start with what I got there. Picked up some NES games, and they are Amagon. I've been looking for this one. If you saw my last video, I was posting about trying to find this game. I couldn't remember what the game was called, and SNES Mapper told me about it. So thank you very much, SNES Mapper. I was surprised when I saw it there. I think it was $4, $5 around there. But I have good memories playing this at my cousin's house as a kid. And I did try it. I think there's 5 lives and no continues. So it's a very tough game. Also picked up a little RPG, almost RPG, Robin Hood Prince of Thieves. I love the Robin Hood Kevin Costner movie. And I never played this as a kid. I do remember the Nintendo Power with it in it, with the cover of Robin Hood on the horse. One of the first issues I got, if I remember correctly, when I got my subscription. And I remember reading that magazine. Funny how you remember stuff in life, like just weird stuff like that. Picked up a Flintstones games, and I do remember playing this one, Flintstones: The Rescue of Dino Hoppy by Taito. And it's a pretty fun platform game. Okay, also at MAGFest, I picked up, every year, well, the last year I went, I picked up a t-shirt, and this year I picked up one too. This is the MAGFest 11 t-shirt. Like they have an amplifier like Crank to 11, and they have a Dreamcast there, and I don't know what else. They have an Atari Jaguar controller there, for some reason. You can see that. Right there. And I don't know what this is. But I like t-shirt. When I go somewhere, I like to get a t-shirt as a souvenir. Just because it's practical. You can wear it too. So there you go. Also, while I was there, Yuzo Koshiro was there. If you don't know Yuzo Koshiro, he is the composer for the Streets of Rage series and also ActRaiser. He did Legacy of the Wizard for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and he did a few other things that are slipping my mind. But ActRaiser was one of my favorite games growing up, so I got him to sign it, and I got my picture taken with him. And also, the composer of Castlevania. The first Castlevania, also one of the first Nintendo games I played as a kid. I loved it. I remember the music. One of the first things I remember about that game is the music. I forget her name. I'm gonna butcher it by saying it. It's begins with a K. I should have researched how to pronounce it. But she was there, and I got her to sign my Castlevania copy. This is my original Castlevania, so I got her to sign me that. So these two things mean a lot to me, because these are two of my favorite games on their respective systems. ActRaiser was one of the first Super Nintendo games I remember really being addicted to. And Castlevania as well, for the Nintendo, I was really addicted to. And the music is just part of what makes them great. So it was awesome to get that. And also, John St. John, the voice actor, famously known for the voice of Duke Nukem. He did some other work too, lots of other work in video games. He signed my copy of Duke Nukem Forever for PC. See right there, John St. John. And since it was in black, he actually signed it on here too. And you see he put the Duke right there. And John St. John comes to MAGFest every year. He was there last year when I went. And he's the coolest guy. He'll stop and talk to you. And what I wanted to do was have him call up my friend, but I didn't want to take up too much of his time. And he'll actually call him up in Duke's voice and say, you know, and say a little something, leave a message or talk to him as Duke Nukem. So that would have been awesome to get him to do, but there's always next year. So that's my MAGFest items I got. To finish up my Nintendo games, I did get a few more Nintendo games. For the NES, I got Kickmaster, a later NES release by Taito. And a game I've never played, Metal Storm. And I've seen reviews of it, but I've never played it. I got this for $19. I think it's because the label was torn up. but I don't really care about the condition as long as the card plays fine, and you can still see the label. So, and I figured I never saw one in a while before, and I didn't want to spend, like, I think their loose copies go for like 30 or so. So I figured $19 was pretty good. For the N64, I got a copy of Mickey Speedway. Now, my copy of Mickey Speedway does not work that I got a few months ago. I cleaned it, cleaned the connections, and it didn't work. So I picked this up. I think it was $5, just so I could have it, because it is a fun game. I played it before. I plopped it in and played it, and it's very fun. So, like Mario Kart, but that's a good thing. Moving on, let's go to the Sega stuff I got. We'll start with Game Gear. Last time I got World of Illusion, and this is Land of Illusion. So now I have both, all 3 Disney games. I think there were 3 Disney games on the Game Gear. The Donald Duck one, and the 2 World Illusion games. There might be more, but I'm not 100% sure. Also, I found a game I've been looking for, Rise Star. This is a later Genesis release as well. I have never played it. I don't know what it's about. I saw video footage of it, but that's all I know about it. But it looked very fun. So, and it's a platformer, and I love platformers, some of my favorite genres. Also, being a huge Castlevania fan, I finally found Castlevania Bloodlines. I've played this up until the 3rd level, and I wrote the password down so I could continue it. And it is very, very fun. Very bloody, too. It did come with a black and white manual, and this is the actually Majesco release, which is later, to save costs, Majesco was a company in America that would assemble stuff in Mexico instead of overseas, and they would kind of put it in cardboard boxes instead of the clamshell, and they would give a black and white manual. So this is actually like a greatest hits, if you want to call it that, but that's okay by me as long as the game works. Also, for the Master System, every time I see cheap Master System games, I pick them up. This is the Ninja. I have no idea what it's about. Well, I have an idea it's about a ninja, but reading in the back, the time in Japan's colorful past. The time is Japan's colorful past, but right now you have your hands full of trouble and ninja's darts. The darts are your secret weapon. The trouble is caused by arch-tyrant Gokuro, a merciless warlord who holds a princess prisoner in the subterranean vaults of his Okami castle. So basically, you throw ninja stars at enemies, I believe. And I like the Master System, and since I never grew up with one, and I got one about 2 years ago, I've been collecting for it ever since, and it's a fun system. Okay, also, I picked up some Xbox games, and the Xbox is really good to collect for now, especially Xbox and GameCube, Wii, all those older generation ago systems, like the Wii's starting to really get good to collect for now. I picked up Gladius. This is a gladiator type RPG where you, basically a gladiator. I don't know much about it. I was recommended it by a friend, and I picked up the Xbox 360 version. I think it's also available on PS2 and GameCube. I never played an Oddworld game. I've been looking for Stranger's Wrath because I remember that game and being recommended. This is Munch's Odyssey. I think this was $2. This was an early Xbox release. I don't have any idea what it's about, but it looks very cool. And I'm a big Indiana Jones fan, and I have Indiana Jones on the N64, and this is Indiana Jones and the Emperor's Tomb on the 360. As Indiana Jones, you travel to 1935 China to prevent a powerful artifact from falling into evil hands. This globe-spanning adventure pits you against evil Nazis and the Asian underworld. It'll take more than a trusty whip and pistol to avoid the perils of the Emperor's Tomb. So interesting little adventure game. Looking forward to that. PC games. I do like to get PC games, especially because they get really cheap really quick. This is an older game from around 2000. I believe it's 2002, sorry. It's Postal 2. This game was very controversial when it came out. I think it was banned in Australia, if I'm correct. You basically go postal That's like you heard the expression "go postal." You can do all kinds of weird things. It's based on the Unreal Engine, which was very popular at the time. Also picked up Escape from Monkey Island. This was a game it says here it came out in 2000, and this is the 4th of the Monkey Island series. And I have never played a Monkey Island game. I've been looking for the first ones to play, so I figured I'd pick this up. They were both cheap. And last, I used to be a fan of Choose Your Own Adventure books, and I had about 4 or 5 of them when I was a kid. And I don't know, I went in the attic last time I was home to look for them, and I couldn't find them. I don't know if they got sold or got lost or whatever. But this is a Super Mario Advance, for the Game Boy Advance, Choose Your Own Adventure book. Now it says that there's winning strategies for Super Mario Brothers Advance, but really it's nothing. It's like just simple stuff like you can pick up stuff or catch, or Peach will float. But the whole purpose of this is Choose Your Own Adventure book. And if you're not familiar with a Choose Your Own Adventure book, you start out and you read, and it will give you an option. Okay, so it'll say if you want to play as Princess, turn to page 72, play as Toad, turn to 18, Luigi 76, and Mario 30-something. And then you turn to there, read the next page, you'll have another choice, and you keep turning. And basically, it's like a game in a book that it's different each time you read. Now, obviously, you can go through, and you can do all the... So each time you read it, it can be different, basically. And that's about everything I got. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and take care, and I will talk to you later. Bye.